Hello, crew. It is not morning, it is evening, and I thought I'd make a video now because I'm not sure what tomorrow will bring. I did watch your birthday video, and I'm glad you had a good birthday, and I appreciate you filling me in on that. I was wondering, though, what I'd really love to see is a swim video. Could you make a swim video? Or are you going to do that? Anyway, I'll let you get to that. In the meantime, I'm going to do a wrap-up video about Isran and the house before we leave. And like I said, if I have time tomorrow and something happens, I may do more. But I went back and watched the first video that I made after we got here. And I started out in this room at 5:45 in the morning on March 5th, I think, and we had already done a bunch of cleaning. And then I kind of wandered around on this floor, and I didn't take you upstairs, but I figured I would start with this room. And if you want to go back and watch that, it's the second video in the playlist, because the first one is a 360-degree walk around of the house before we'd actually purchased it. You could compare, and I'm not saying you have to do that, and maybe you don't want to, and that's fine. Maybe you don't feel like you need to. But this room, I said in the first video, is a mess because all our stuff is in it. That is true now as well, but I think it's less of a mess, and I like it better. So that's good. Yeah, so in this room, we cleaned all the baseboards. I did touch-up painting a little bit. We cleaned these sofas. We took this table out of the main front room. This was part of the massive table in there there were two of these tables side by side and then half circles on either end to make a long table that seated over 20 people. We now have this one seating 6 in here. There was that cupboard over there was packed full of old games with missing pieces and other garbage. There was a TV here, which we threw away. There was other furniture in this room. It's all gone now. We've actually, I don't know if we're going to leave this like this with our cards. Are we going to leave our cards on this table here, Sarah?
Yeah.
I guess we are. So with the pictures, we still apparently here have this is going to go somewhere else. The vacuum cleaner is going to go somewhere else, Sarah. We've got a couple extra chairs there. The kitchen, I think we had spent 5 hours cleaning the evening before, and now it's pretty clean, and we're pretty happy with it. We've gotten rid of more stuff. The stove got cleaned more since then. We just cleaned the whole thing inside and out. This is food stuff that we're going to pack away and lock somewhere where we can use it later. Of course, I think in yesterday's video I mentioned all the QR codes we put up and the labels on things, and in here we've got a new dryer that we didn't have in that first video. The washing machine works. We replaced all the light bulbs. Oh, well, one of the things we did do, I don't know with the dryer on if you can hear me in here, but this bathroom, the shower curtain rod was falling down, and it had this old plastic shower curtain on it, and we obviously replaced that. Have cleaned that up quite a bit, so pretty happy with that. Of course, the outside, there was a lot of garbage. As you can see, they've Vaughn actually has done some more tearing out of some foliage, and he's going to come back and do more of that later as time permits. And obviously the scaffolding's up out there. So lots of progress made out there. In that first video, you don't see it, but there was a pile of junk out here that filled this entire area, plus spilled over in that direction as well. So yeah, it was crazy, and it's all gone, which is nice. This area here, I actually replaced light bulbs up there. I talked a lot about how the light bulbs wasn't very bright, but just today, one of those light bulbs in that chandelier burned out, and it makes it significantly dimmer in here. And we looked at 2 different stores and couldn't find light bulbs to fit that. So that's something on the list for tomorrow. This closet, which I showed in that first video, and was filthy, now these are all supplies for the cleaner. Those are extra linens, because I know you want to hear about linens, and those are our personal clothes and things that we're going to keep here, including my guitar, that will be locked in this room, because one of the other things we did was we had the locksmith, as you know, put a lock on this. This room, we're actually quite happy with the way this room has kind of turned out. Has one less sofa in it, and the TV was originally over there, but we've moved it over here, and we've got these 2 bookcases that we bought with Sarah's books. And this table was in that first video, that was in the room I started out in, and we had our computers on it in that video. As you can see now out here, more of a view of this. Once they get this scaffolding down, the picnic table will get moved back over to this area here and set up, and the garbage cans will get moved more over on this side. But yeah, Vaughn's done a pretty good job of getting started on that, so I'm pretty happy with that. The front room, and actually when we first got here, that room I was just in had a lot of furniture and plumbing parts piled all over the place in there. So it looks very different now. Hey, the neighbors, are they coming over? So I had just come into this room when Tom and his 2 boys, Derry and I can't remember his older son's name now, came over to stop in and see the house. And so I was going to talk about what we've done with this room, and obviously a lot of cleaning. This, we had the gas put in. Those are still not done. The gas, and when they've come to put in the boiler, they're going to have to place that radiator, which still needs to happen. But we're thinking it'll go, I don't know, behind that sofa, in which case we may need to move it. This, we're going to have to box this in which case maybe we could put the sofa against that. I don't know. We'll have to see how that all comes together at a later date. Yeah, this room, if you remember from the first video, was just a pile of chairs and a massive table, and I think there were a couple other pieces of furniture in here that we took out as well, but it feels so much more spacious now, which is great. So yeah, the front hall here, obviously all the pictures. So I tried to buy matching touch-up paint, and that dark green in the corner is what showed up. It was the paint with the same name but a slightly different number on it. So yeah, this is all cleaned up. The lights, we changed the light bulbs in here, and I cleaned up there. And yeah, so this is kind of nice. We've got a shoe rack. Oh, this is something we bought, a shoe rack. So let's go up to the first floor. So obviously this has all been cleaned. The linen closet, which I know you love when I talk about the linen closet, but honestly, this was just a huge, huge deal to get that all cleaned up. The bathrooms here, it's funny because Tom's boys were like, why are there so many toilets? A valid question, honestly. Totally valid question. So, but this is way cleaner. These windows here are both going to be replaced in the next couple months. So that'll be a big deal. The sauna room, all clean. You can see a new shower curtain that is a little more presentable here. I think this window is being replaced as well. Unfortunately, it looks real nice from the inside, but I think it's rotten along the base here on the outside. So that's something that needs to be done. The sauna, I think I mentioned, did I mention that we bought a wooden tub to pour water on the sauna rocks, whatever they're called. I don't know. I'm sure it's a technical term that I'm not familiar with. But yeah, so mostly cleaning in there more than anything. This bedroom, what did we do in here? Obviously the pictures, cleaning. Yeah, not much in here, to be honest. It was mainly just cleaning. We did do some repairs on that cabinet for the tub and replace the mirror because the mirror was broken. This window is great. It's a plastic window, as they say here, vinyl. So that window doesn't need to be replaced. Let's see, what else have we done? Obviously, so even today we continued cleaning. Sarah was cleaning the stairs even more again today. Let's see. The landing here has been cleaned up. We put in the Wi-Fi. That's something. And once again, I don't have the right color touch-up paint for that, which is kind of a bummer. These bedrooms are finally done today. And the bathrooms, you can see I labeled the switches here. It's cut off for a fan. This is the light. And the bathrooms are finally done. And I think this one basically looks the same as it did. But this room, if you remember, was full of tools and various things. Oh, and the guys hung that picture for me, which was really nice. We marked where we wanted it, and they did that. Sarah cleaned up this room and made the beds. Actually, there's an extra mattress on the floor, not really. But I actually really like this room. You know, if I were just looking for a place to sleep, I think this room would be a place I'd be happy to spend time. I also labeled in here, you can't really see down there, there's a little switch for the heater for the sink. And I actually labeled that to try to be somewhat proactive about avoiding misunderstandings. So this room, you may remember, it looks like there's something on the floor here that I got now. That's still not as clean as it might be, but yeah, I think it looks okay. I mean, ideally that would be a little bit higher and be centered over the bed, but not necessary for this time. The bathroom here is, as you saw in this morning's video, got the fan in. It's the shower is relatively clean. and ready to go. And we did label all of these as well. So yeah, these two rooms were kind of the bane of our existence this whole time, and I'm super pleased that they're finally done the way that we wanted them. I'm trying to turn off the light over here. And upstairs, really nothing's changed since the last time I did this, but we've got the little refrigerator which we brought up here. There's the baby gate, and actually I didn't know if I mentioned this was already here, but the little things for holding the baby gate up here if anyone has a baby. And obviously the bedroom we've been sleeping in has been pretty nice for the whole time we've been here. But I did do a little touch-up paint behind that over there. And obviously the bunk beds in here. New light bulb, which just makes it nice and bright in here. I think I mentioned Sarah got these little no smoking signs that she put up all over the place as well. So the kids sleeping in the bunk bed will know that they shouldn't be smoking in there. And this room cleaned, and I think actually there was another hide-a-bed underneath. No, there wasn't. This is exactly how this room was, I think. I don't think this room has changed at all. We did clean a lot, but yeah, not a lot of changes to this space. So yeah, so that's where we are at the moment. And I think we're good enough to be going on with. However, there's a story I need to tell you about what happened today. So Carl and Ian finally finished the 2 bathrooms around 3 o'clock, 3:30. It looked like they were going to be done at 10:30. But then we had an exciting event, which I'm going to make another video about that because this is going to be long. So I'll tell you about the exciting event today in another video. But this is the way the house is. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Talk to you in the next video where I tell you about our surprise event today.